So this is mid-2000s comedies, part 4. Looking forward to seeing what else we got here.
I think we should start with one of the ones you recently saw. Well, recently rewatched. Pineapple Express.
So I was speaking with someone about how, when Pineapple Express came out, it was such a big deal because there hadn't really been that big budget weed movie in a while. And I'm not someone who really enjoys stoner films overall, like not a Cheech and Chong person. I acknowledge Dazed and Confused for what it is, but not a Dazed and Confused person. And this was just at a time where weed was that thing where everyone was like, oh, it's going to be legal. It's so mainstream. It's going to be legal and that stuff. And this was that kind of watermark movie.
Fred, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not here. Oh, Jesus. Holy God. Oh, herpes.
The peak of Seth Rogen and James Franco and Judd Apatow. It's still funny. It's a good time. I remember when I first watched it thinking it's a little long, and on rewatching it, I also think it's a little long, but it is definitely a good movie, a good time with funny parts in it. The two henchmen is Kevin Corrigan and Craig Robinson, and I just love the interactions between the two of them. I really think that Kevin Corrigan is just one of my favorite people in all the things. He just plays so many great little parts and stuff, and he's so versatile. But Danny McBride is a standout in that. It's just a really good time. And also, I had completely forgotten that Ken Jeong is in it, which was really surprising, and really didn't even know Bobby Lee's in it because Bobby Lee's just kind of in the background of a couple of things. It was still good. It wasn't something like I was like, ugh, this didn't age well or whatever. And it was also the first movie that I heard someone call their grandma Bubby in, which
Oh, yeah.
it was cool for me because, growing up, that's what I called my grandma. So having the Bubby thing was also a neat thing.
There's like a very small scene that always makes me laugh whenever I rewatch the movie. But they're running away from the cops, and the weed dealer hides into the trash can, and then he's like, hide the trash can, and he's like, no, 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 like we should go. He's like, why? Like, why do you want to stay there? He's like, because I'm already inside. Like, he
Yeah.
just kind of makes that comment, and to me, it's just so silly and dumb that it always gets me. That one always makes me laugh.
And the opening with Bill Hader is also a classic.
Yeah.
I would probably give it in a B range, like a lower type of B. That's my opinion. What about you?
All right, so for me, I remember when I watched this movie, and back then that was like the best movie to me. It has rewatchability, but it does feel long, and I don't think an S tier movie would ever feel that way. When I compare it to like the other movies that we have in our A tier, for me it's like more on the lower A to kind of match the low A, low B. Maybe we just put in the mid Bs.
Yeah, I mean, I might even say like it's a higher B. It might come in like right behind or in front of. Yeah, I could put that.
I would
like
watch it over Accepted.
I agree. I feel like that's a good place for it.
All right, B. Next is 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I really love 40-Year-Old Virgin. I don't know what prevents it from hitting that S tier rank for me, but it's definitely a very high A. I think that it's just every scene of it is memorable. He even just him telling that story about wanting to make egg salad and then didn't want it. Like,
And I didn't have any bread. So, it was pretty good. It's a good weekend.
there's so many things that are both strangely relatable, and the part where Jonah Hill goes into her eBay store to try to buy the shoes and she's like, I wish I could just sell them to you, but I can't because I got to put them on eBay.
I wish too, but you're making it extremely difficult for me. I'm just trying to get these shoes back to my house so I can wear them.
There were so many moments in it that I found so well constructed, on top of just being very funny, but I don't know what it is that prevents that from just being in that up level. So many great people in it. Jane Lynch, Leslie Mann, Elizabeth Banks, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen, Kevin Hart's got that little bit in it. I just always found it to be such a reliable movie, but just don't think it quite hits that level. Oh my gosh, the waxing scene.
No, Kelly Clarkson!
There's just so many iconic moments, but for some reason, it just doesn't, to me, like, I think The Safest Place is just like the top of our A.
Yeah.
When I put it in the low end of the S, it's something about it didn't feel right, but I think maybe later on when we see the rest of the S tiers, it could shift. But I think right now I'm just comfortable putting it at high A.
No, I fully agree. I think it is definitely a high A.
All right, cool. E.
Please, Cal, hold my hand.
You kidding me, man?
Hold my goddamn hand, man. Do it. Just hold. Okay, here we go. Ooh, 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 no. Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, nipple fuck!
So next we're doing is Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour 2.
The original Rush Hour is not on this list because it came out in the
1998.
late 90s. So we are going to not think about that while we're watching this trailer.
Somewhere in the Far East, a deadly crime ring is about to trigger an international crisis. But they didn't plan on this.
Jackie Chan.
I don't like my chickens live, okay? I like them dead, deep fried. You ever heard of Popeyes?
I want to show him a good time, Hong Kong style.
Lee.
What?
Now I'm on vacation. I don't know him.
It's so amazing. It's never not amazing.
I'm sorry, man. What y'all looking like? There's 2 million Chinese people here. Let one of them be your partner. I'm an undercover agent. Show us a badge or something. Show it again.
Is just beginning.
Nothing touches this body but pure silk.
Absolutely. Would your partner like to be wrapped in silk as well? Because personally, I really enjoy it when couples dress alike.
I'm
Butterscotch, butterscotch.
Then you make your move. You got it? This one is for Mandela.
With the master of Smash,
The master of Smash.
I don't even know why the hell I'm even here. I ain't even Chinese.
Oh, you needed rhyming, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They didn't have a lot of time to write this far for the trailer.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Don't nobody
Ain't
understand
nobody
the words
understand
that
the
are
words
coming
coming
out
out of
your
your
mouth,
mouth.
man.
Yeah, it's I do kind of feel
So
like they
fucking
show
amazing.
most of the best parts in the trailer.
This was back when they could do that.
That scene with Jeremy Piven is always so funny. It really is. I always loved when they were singing together. You know, Jackie Chan actually sings quite well, but he just doesn't English very well. And so it's just something that I appreciate him being in on the joke of, because I know even in the first movie, it was very challenging for him. And to do this with someone like Chris Tucker, who's as good as he is at what he does, they really nailed that casting and team there.
I freaking love, I'm so biased. I love Jackie Chan. I mean, this pairing is too good. Sequels sometimes have this like notorious, like it's never as good as the first. I think it's still so strong. You could put them probably in like the same ranking category. I think it'd be fine. I think I'm a little biased though. It is really highly rewatchable. So I'm not taking anything less than like a high A on this one. The choreography is always amazing. Like that's just something you can't get without just two people who are extraordinarily talented at what they do.
All the stuff that it does to like wink at the first one isn't in like a, you know, oh, remember that way. It seems more natural the way that they do it. It doesn't feel forced, I guess, but I did feel like a lot of it seems really well done. Always been a Jackie Chan fan as well. The scene where they do the karaoke is so good.
Am I the only one listening to this? Man, destroying a classic.
Till the fight does up. Don't stop till they getting up. Keep on. Till the fight does up. Don't stop till they getting up. Boom!
I just love that part. I agree. I feel that it definitely deserves that A spot, even though I would put the first one above it. I think that comparably, this is very strong.
Cool. I'm glad I was right. A.
Get closer. Oh, get closer. I'm burning now.
Did you see Shaun of the Dead?
Yes. Shawn of the Dead. That's just fun to say. Shaun of
It's
the Dead.
bread.
Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the what year did it come out? Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun. Is it like that Shaun? Shaun of the Dead?
Shaun.
Shaun. Remember that game character? Shaun.
Shaun.
Shaun of the Dead came out in 2004. So I was very young when this movie came out, and I came in while someone was already like far into the movie. And so they do this scene where I'm pretty sure they rip open one of the characters' stomachs. I remember thinking that this was like a horrifying, gory movie. I was never gonna watch it. I like never wanted to see it again. I remember being like never gonna watch it. I didn't even hear what it was called, just never gonna watch it. And then when I rewatched it as an older person and seeing that scene again, I was just like, "Oh my god, the little version of me had no idea that this was all in common. Like, would have loved this movie, but just happened to watch the worst scene at, like, the worst time." Shaun of the Dead also came out at an interesting time because this was before the big zombie craze in, like, the 2010s. They did a really good job at depicting, I think, what became, like, a really popular thing later on.
I think zombies have always been such a front of culture when it comes to horror. It's always so consistently in zeitgeist or popularity of stuff that it's a little hard to escape. I do really feel like this did a really good job of making that. I mean, 28 weeks later, well, so we're talking 2004. So Dawn of the Dead came out in 2004. 28 days later came out in 2002. Resident Evil came out in 2002. You know, zombies are always kind of there, I think. But from the standpoint of comedy, this is easily going to be the best example, I think.
What do you think's more appropriate, low A or high B?
I'm probably going to say low A. I feel like Shaun of the Dead fits into that low A space. I do find it to be very rewatchable, and I do think that it's a very well-made movie overall. And,
Fair.
you know,
I agree. I think low A is a good place for it.
I'm sorry, Shaun.
Oh! Oh my god, that's rotten! I'll stop doing them when you stop laughing. I am not laughing, keep going. Get that?
Last but not least, Step Brothers. It's just nonstop fun. Every scene, every character introduced. There's not one character that doesn't make me laugh. Even like the mom, who's like more subdued, just like brings comedy to the family dysfunction. I think maybe one of my favorite non-main characters is Adam Scott's wife in that movie.
Catherine Hahn is great in that.
That music scene, I remember showing it to my cousin. I'd never seen the movie before, and that inspired him to watch it head to toe. Amazing movie. The humor still, to me, holds up just as well today.
So the first time I saw this movie, I thought it was funny, but I couldn't get over the fact that these guys who were seemingly quite old were behaving this way.
You sound insane. Do you realize that?
And it just distracted me. I don't know why. And then watching it later, I ended up finding it more funny. And, you know, I've always liked Will Ferrell, and I'm a big John C. Reilly fan. I think he's incredibly talented and can do so many things. I also always thought it was very strange when they crash the boat that they have that footage included. I just never understood that part either. But there's a bunch of stuff in it that's really good. The stuff with the drum kit is classic. Rob Riggle is so good in it. I really did come to like the movie a lot. It does fall more in like the lower A category for me, but I know it's much loved and I know you love it. And so I'm totally understanding of it being in the S tier for you. And so I will definitely go along with that S.
We can put it in like low S for now, seeing as it's more A for you.
You know, did we just become best friends? So much room for activities. It's all super quotable.
Whenever these two guys yell, there's something just naturally funny that comes out of them. It's strange that people in their 40s are acting like 10, but if anyone were to do it and get away with it just being like as funny as possible, it's these guys. I can't
I mean,
imagine
when he
anybody
buries
doing
him, it's It's definitely maybe one that I'll have to go back and rewatch. Like, I know there's been a couple of these that we've kind of marked as like, we'll rewatch before we get to the end of this and then make adjustments potentially on them. And I think that that's probably one that will deserve it.
So down to rewatch this.
But, you know, that's all. I saw it in theaters and I remember just thinking like, this is, I love these two guys, but for some reason it doesn't make sense to me the way that this is unfolding in it. And that's just where it ended up for me. But that was part 4, mid-2000s comedy. Still a bunch here to go through, and looking forward to seeing what comes up next. If you have a movie that you want us to talk about that we haven't talked about, let us know. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.